Hey guys, welcome back to another new Link Evolution requested deck video. Today I'm showing off the somewhat new Simorgh archetype we got in the game with the update. Like Nephthys, Simorgh is another archetype brought about by supporting one of the oldest chickens in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! While Nephthys received a ton of support to focus on ritual summoning, Simorgh actually transitions to supporting tribute summoning for the most part. It seems less entertaining than ritual summoning, but if done correctly you can create some nasty lockdowns and boards with this deck. To start things off, we got a whole bunch of little Simorgh birds that get your plays rolling with their effects that activate when they are normal summoned. The other important effect that they all have is that they can special summon themselves from the graveyard if your opponent doesn't control spells or traps in their zones. This becomes really important for your link summons and tribute summons. The way the little birds go in order in the deck list is actually the same in how important they are for the most part. Beginning Bird gives you an additional normal summon which can be amazing for those tribute summons that can possibly revive a Lord of Darkness. Bringing Bird is your searcher, which can be great if you need to get to Simorgh Onslaught, which is one of the best cards we have in the deck. Next is Calamity, which can send a Simorgh card to the grave from the deck. This can be great for sending another little bird to revive itself, or a Lord of Darkness for a tribute summon later on. Finally, Protection Bird is the least useful, so I did end up cutting him, but it can help in certain matchups, so it's personal preference as he can bounce one spell or trap card in the zone back to the hand on summon. The boss monsters Lord of the Storms and Darkness work hand in hand against spells and traps. If your opponent activates either one, they contribute a Wind-Winged Beast to either shuffle a card into the deck or to negate the effect respectively. The great thing about Darkness is that if he is in the graveyard or hand when you tribute summon a Dark or Wind monster, you can revive him immediately, making him your ideal tribute and material cost. Dark Simorgh makes a return in the deck as well despite its old age, since combined with anti-spell fragrance, you can create a nasty lock if you special summon him from the deck with Simorgh Sovereignty. One of the most useful techs we have in the deck is Harpie's Featherstorm. Honestly, I didn't know about this card, but when I saw it, I never knew how insane it would actually be in the game. Having this along with a decent board can shut down a good portion of decks on the ladder, as it's hard to stop this right at the start of the turn. The deck can be slow to get rolling and have some consistency issues, which is a problem I ran into quite frequently. The restriction of needing your opponent to have no spells or traps to revive little birds also can be a nightmare, so this deck unfortunately needs to go first almost every duel to get going. Once you do though, if you can establish a nice board, you will cause a lot of surrenders quite easily. For the replay, I did forget to save the beginning, but all we really missed was a Simorgh Onslaught search, followed by the little bird beginning. Unfortunately, we did open Dark Simorgh and discarded him as the cost for Onslaught, but he does have the revive effect by banishing a Wind and Dark monster from the hand, which is a bit costly if I'm being honest. We also opened Barrier of the Stormwinds, which didn't help either, as that's usually one of your best summons to get from the deck. This was a pretty bad start, but having the Harpie trap helps a lot in most cases like I mentioned before. Getting Simorgh Sovereignty out is important as it enables those end phase summons back to back each turn to get all of your boss Simorgh monsters out with almost no cost. Going up against Fluffles here, I really only have to wait for him to attempt a monster effect to then chain Harpie's Featherstorm. To my knowledge, Fluffles need their monster effects pretty badly to get rolling, so right away I feel comfortable enough that we'll be fine on this turn. Ideally you want to open maybe Onslaught and a little bird to discard with it, to then search whatever little bird is ideal next. I did misplay on our first turn since I searched beginning with no decent monster that can use the second normal summon, so searching Calamity would have been a better play to dump another bird in the grave. Errors aside though, our opponent did seem to brick and we get bringing, so we can search the field spell since it's the next best thing to get. The Sacred Lands field spell is pretty good as it allows you to get an additional normal summon, along with reducing the tribute cost for higher level monsters by 1. Thanks to this we can tribute Darkness for Apex Avian, and revive him right back thanks to his effect. With that, we get a pretty healthy board and are ready to go on the offensive. From here, there's a few different ways we can tackle this now that we have a good lineup of monsters. With Pot of Extravagance, you will rarely go into some of your extra deck, but I do decide to make a rare Dengirsu summon here, only because I felt protected with Apex Avian from the back row card. It was hardly necessary, but it felt cool to try for once. This would have been a lethal opportunity regardless, but our opponent does have the rare counter trap negate attack, which we cannot do anything about sadly. Even though we lose the lethal chance, we still have Harpie's Featherstorm along with Apex Avian and a new Lord of Storms on end phase, which gives our opponent a tough board to break through still. Maintaining this advantage is the goal for the deck, as you want to control them with your negations while pumping out your boss monsters to end the duel quickly. Even though we had a slow and kind of iffy start, things worked out well in the end. The rest of the duels will definitely showcase more on the deck, so I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video and leave a like or comment. Just a quick thing I've noticed is that sometimes my notifications do not pick up comments for whatever reason, so unless I manually scroll through and see it, I might miss it, so don't hesitate to join the Discord or hit me up on Twitter for anything.